I'm totally addicted to these split tees. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Patrice, and we don't need a long introduction. We're going to be making this today, and we're going to be using our serger to get this done. Let's get started. Alright guys, so we're starting with two Bella Canvas shirts. Both are extra large. I do recommend using the same brand shirt and the same size so that you can make sure that those shirts at least line up as they should. Sometimes there may be slight variations, but for the most part, get the same brand and the size, unless you're going for a different type of look. Alright, so I'm going to try to get the center middle part of the shirt by just folding it in half and ironing it. I need that because it's going to create the line that I need to actually cut it in half. So that's what I'm doing right now for both shirts. So I took it over to my heat press and I pressed it. You can use an iron to get this done. You can also, if you don't want to use any heat on your shirts, you can actually just draw a line down the center of each shirt so that you can get the center part of your shirt. All right, so this is, I'm just lining them up. This is how they're going to be looking, and those colors look wonderful together. So the only thing I'm going to do after I cut these in half, I'm just making sure it looks good. I'm going to place them face to face. So that's going to be collar to collar, front side to front side. I'm using a pair of my fabric scissors to just simply cut down the middle. If you have a rotary tool, you could just use your rotary to cut down the center. It all just depends on what you like to use and your preference. I like to do it this way. It makes it super easy for me. That line makes everything a lot easier. All right, so we're just going to keep cutting, and I'm going to do the same thing with the orange shirt as well. So now it's time for us to pin our shirts together, and I'm just going to place the fronts together. Okay, so pretty side fronts together, just matching those up just like that. Once I have it aligned how I need it to be, you want those edges to be right there flush with each other. I'm then going to grab some of my clips. You can use pins if that's what you're comfortable with. I prefer to use some of the clips. And so I'm going to just move back that back layer of the first part of that shirt or of the green shirt, and then I'm going to pin those two front pieces together. And I'm going to pay close attention to the collar because I want that collar to line up when I begin to stitch it. I don't want it to look uneven. I want it to look very smooth and fluid. So now I'm just pinning all the way down. This particular material does curl up, so you know, just pay a little bit of attention to that because it will curl up. I will pay close attention to the bottom part of the shirt and match those seams up because I want it to look good. I don't want it to look like we actually pieced it together. I know there will be a line down the center, but I just think it looks really, really, really good when both the top and the bottom match. So I pay close attention to that. Alright guys, so now we're at our serger and we're going to get ready to serge the front of our shirt. Let's turn it on. And we're going to lift up that foot. And I'm using, my serger has different color threads. You can switch out the threads depending on what color your garments are or your fabric is, but we're going to leave this exactly the way that it is. And what the serger is going to do is it's going to stitch it and finish it, and then it's also going to trim away the fabric. So let's get ready, and we're going to press this underneath here. And we're going to begin stitching. I'm just going to put it, and there is a blade there that cuts it, okay? So you don't want to put, you want to make sure you're trying to go in a straight line, because if you cut off too much of the fabric on the side, then your shirt is going to be considerably smaller. So you may want to upsize the shirt, okay? So let's get ready to go. And I'm going to go a little bit slower because the serger does move rather quickly, like any other sewing machine. And what I'm doing is I'm just using this edge right here to make sure that I stay on track. And this is what our finish looks like. Okay, so we're going to stitch or serge the back. Very, very clean. So let's say if I had just white thread, that would look really good. Or if you want to switch out to all green or orange, it's up to you. But this is what the other side looks like. You see, it does all of that for you. It does a straight stitch and it also seals that edge. And this is the fabric that it just trimmed away. All right, guys, so now we're going to repeat the same thing for the back. I'm just going to flip these sleeves inside out, and we're going to piece together the back, okay? And we're going to start with that collar again. I want to make sure that at least around the collar we look good, okay? And these are, we have right sides to right sides, okay? And I'm just going to pin that right there. That looks like that's good, as good as we can make it. And we're just going to repeat the same thing. We're just going to continue to pin this down. So I have another video showing how to make both a hoodie and also a sweatshirt, and I used my sewing machine to get that done. I do find that using the serger, it just goes a lot quicker, and I do like the professional finish of this shirt. Like, it looks really good when it's done. So I would definitely recommend, if you have a serger, to use the serger over the sewing machine. However, if you only have a sewing machine, you can totally get this done, and I do have videos showing how to do it. And you can also create your own professional finish with your sewing machine as well. But this is just going so smoothly, y'all. So smoothly. All right, so here is our shirt, and we can just clip off these extra pieces. A few extra pieces, we can clip those off. So we are done. This is what it looks like when it is serged. Super duper professional looking. Okay, so we're going to turn it right side out. We just got to decide what we're going to put on this. Do I want to do some bling? Do I want to do embroidery? Do I want to do DTF transfer? Here is our shirt. And we can definitely cut this extra thread here. Let's trim it off. I don't want to cut my shirt though. Can trim that. And that's what we have. If you want, you can give it a nice press just to flatten those seams out. But this looks amazing. Look at that, y'all. Super good. Our collar matched up really nicely. All right. So let's see what we're going to do with it. So I decided to go with a DTF transfer for this shirt, and I'm super glad that I did. I love the final outcome. I used my Pro Colored K13 light DTF printer to print the image out, and all I need to do now is head over to my table and powder it. This is what it looks like. Those colors look really good, and they look super close to those shirt colors, so I'm absolutely loving that. When you're using DTF, especially messing around with that powder, you want to make sure that you have a mask on. You want to make sure that you have your gloves on, just because those little particles of that adhesive can be airborne. All right, so that's what we're doing, and I'm going to go ahead and place a little bit of that powder onto the back of the DTF print. The DTF print is still wet, so I have to be very careful and not touch the image. If I do, I will have to reprint the entire thing over again because that ink is very, very much so wet. All right, so now I'm just going to shake some of that powder off, and I do feel like I still had some powder on that film that I needed to get off, and I'm not going to worry about trying to get too much of it off. All right, so next we're going to head over to our curing oven, and we're just going to place that in, and this is going to go for about 70 seconds in this curing oven. I think it's set up to 270 degrees for 70 seconds, and it's all done. It happened super quick, and I love this. Look how it looks in the back. That is a perfect cure, y'all. A perfect cure. So now we're going to head over to our heat press, and of course you always want to make sure you lint roll your garments and pre-press them to get some of that moisture out, to flatten everything out. Now I was a little bit concerned about that middle seam because I felt like maybe it might affect it pressure wise. So if you do this, yeah, I mean, putting a pad underneath just to kind of help with the pressure won't hurt. All right, so now we're going to press this. I'm pressing this at 325 degrees for 25 seconds. And I put that parchment paper on top because I did feel like there was some adhesive on that top part of the transfer, and I did not want that sticking to the top of my heat press. All right, so I took it off and we let it cool off, and I'm just going to peel that transfer film off. Now, it's usually best practice to peel it away from the heat press because that heat and the heat press, but yeah, with my printer, it needs to be a cool peel, so that's why I had to do that. Now we're going to press this a second time, which is important with DTF transfers and printing, and we just press that for about 10 seconds at 325 degrees also. And y'all, I love how this came out. This looks so good. All right, y'all, so we're all done with this shirt, and it came out way better than I even expected. I love it. Now my U is a little bit too big, but nonetheless I think it looks really good. You can totally add whatever you want on this, but I just kind of want to give it like the two different colors on each side, so that's what we did. But I absolutely love this technique. Doing with the serger, I find that it's super easy, super quick to do it with the serger, and you also get a very, very, very nice professional finish. Okay, so this shirt is very sturdy. I love it. And the thing is that you can always make two shirts, right? So you have the other parts. I'm going to just stitch that up together. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the color blocking on that one. Like maybe I'll do bling on that one. That one I may do bling on that one. But this looks really good. I love how it came out, and I'm going to be gifting this shirt to somebody. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. In addition, head over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and join the Craftable Things communities there as well. We would love to have you. But that's it for today, y'all. Thank you all so very much for watching. Until next time.